I'm going to show you how I use the planner to rock Pinterest, and then I'm going to show you how to edit it in case you want to like scooch anything around or add anything to it. So cue the intro video. Hey, I'm Barbara Boss with Go Create It. I'm here to help you sell more products, save time on the boring stuff you hate doing like accounting, coding, tagging, customer service, so that you have more time to do what you love, create. Hola. Okay, so before I get into how I use this planner to rock Pinterest and how to edit it on Canva, I want to tell you why I made it. So I was posting a bunch to Pinterest like quite a few times a day, and I felt like nothing was happening. They weren't showing them to anyone, even though I had quite a few followers on that particular profile, and it just wasn't going well, and it was driving me crazy. I was about to blow up and just like give Pinterest the bird, right? So I decided not to do that. Instead, I decided, okay, if I'm playing on their ball field, then I need to find out how they want me to play the game. So I dug into their best practices that they've published, and I'll put a link to those in one of my emails to you. But I got into their best practices, and I got so good at what they were doing. And then I was able to find the tricks, and it really is just doing what they ask you to do and their best practices. And so I made this planner to help me be able to do that and stay consistent. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So let's get into this. Okay, so I print the pinning plan and the weekly planner pages and put those right in the very front. And then I actually will put them in my book opposite from each other. So I'll hole punch one on the wrong side so that I can lay them out like this and see them both. And then I can go in and fill out a whole month's plan of pins, put some other notes on it. Like you see down on the bottom, we got a trip that weekend. So maybe I'm just going to do a static pin on Friday and nothing the rest of the week. And then the weekend before that, I don't have anything planned on Saturday and Sunday because I know I'm going to be packing for our trip that whole weekend. And then I can lay out the weekly planner on the other side and pull that out each week when I'm finished with it. I'll print several of them and put them there. And that's where I can put a little more detail as to my plan using my monthly planner guide on the other side of the page. And then I will print out my month view, and we have a couple different choices for month view. I happen to like this first one better because it just gives you a little more space. And I don't know about you guys, but I love having the ability to just kind of put pencil to paper. Yeah, I put things in my phone like doctor's appointments and things that I need reminders to pop up. But for the most part, I like to put like the big monthly things, just write them out. I love it. Anyway, so I will throw this behind the week pages and put in some of the bigger things of the month so that I don't forget when things are happening and be able to incorporate that into my planning. So the next one that I put in is the to-do list, and I categorize this so that the things that are ASAP most important, a little less important, and then a place for notes, because I don't like a ton of structure, but I do like to know which things are most important for the day and put those out visually for myself. And then there's a couple different versions of the daily planner pages, some of them with a little more structure, some of them with a little less, either a time range where you need to be places or actual times that you can schedule your day out. And I actually don't like to print 30 of these and have them in my book. And so I made a notepad of them. You can actually get this on my website. And I just do each day as it comes. I fill in the things that I need. I look at my month calendar and write down anything that I need to be doing. And I don't know about you guys, but I screw up daily pages a lot, so I don't like them all printed and in my planner. I'll just do this on a daily basis, and then when I'm finished, because I usually save phone numbers or notes, then I will tear it off and then put it in my planner so that I can refer back to them if I need to. But all I do to plan ahead is use the monthly calendar, not the daily calendar, and I do my days as I come to them. Next, I put in my networking peeps pages, and like, girls, These are not for the contacts of like your girlfriends that, okay, like that one that doesn't show up to anything because she's hungover the next morning. These pages are for winners only. These are your influencers, people you're collaborating with. You can do several pages, like one for your TikTok influencers, one for your Insta influencers. And by the way, if you're not using influencers yet, I highly recommend it. It's a game changer. You get way more hits for the money than just buying advertising. And then keep track of them here so that you can stay on top of who's who. I love these pages. And then us entrepreneurs have way too many good ideas, right? So here's a good place to go and just brain dump all of those and then prioritize them, throw out the ideas that are really bad ideas, those ideas that come in the middle of the night and you have to write them down somewhere. And then take those ideas that don't suck and add some related ideas and some sub-related ideas, and you will come up with something bomb. And after you come up with your next bomb idea, then go to the Etsy product planning page. I put this in the section after that. And there's a place here to do all of your planning for your next product, like listing ideas, keywords, price, supplies needed, all that. I actually do my keyword research right after I do the brain dump before I fill in the new product idea or the new product plan. I just had these out of order for some weird reason, my bad. I will go in and look up specific keywords and see the ones that are related to that. I write down the comp stands for competition, whether it's high or low. And then I look it up on eRank as well as Google. If you guys haven't used eRank for your Pinterest account, you must. Or, excuse me, your Etsy and Pinterest. They have a free subscription, so you don't even have to pay for it. But you can go in and put one of your product ideas, and it will tell you how many searches on Etsy, how many searches on Google, and then that helps you know how to present it and what words to use, like what keywords to use when you're posting over to Pinterest. It's awesome. Check it out if you haven't. I also will go into the Google Ads website and search that to see how many searches are on there. And if you guys don't know how to do that, I do have a blog post about how to do research for your next product idea. So click over and check that out if you need to. But I fill this in and then I go down the side and choose which keywords I'm going to use. And then I fill that into the new product plan. Next are the group boards and all boards pages. I actually only use the group boards pages because I use Tailwind to do all boards, and we have a coupon if you guys want to sign up for Tailwind. It's really cool. It just helps you schedule all of your pins and posts, and so that you're posting regularly. That's super important on Pinterest. But I use the group boards because I do not want to post too many times to a group board and have them kick me off. So I'll actually go in and make a plan as to what I'm going to post to which boards each week. And I actually just did it once, and then I just reuse that week over and over again. And then we have some Pinterest pin planning, and you can go in and plan what you want your pins to look like. What I do is I'll go in and make a plan for a pin, and I'll go back to that same plan and just use some of the keywords each time and kind of toggle between some of the different keywords and description ideas so that each time I make a pin plan on a new product, then I can go in and use that kind of several times. Like one time I'll make a static pin, grab some different images, make a carousel pin the next time, and use kind of, like I said, toggle on the keywords. I love this end of week dump. I like to do this the end of each week. What worked, what didn't, and what you want to start, stop, and continue doing. And this is just a good thing for me to jot it down at the end of the week. You'd be surprised what writing things down like this and like the brainstorming, how it kind of organizes it in your head, and then you can see it visually. I'm a really visual person, and everything gets busy in my head. Once I write it down, it makes it way more clear to me. And so I'll just have a tab in there for that. And then the last tab is my bullet journal. Who doesn't love a bullet journal, right? So I'll just have a tab in there for bullet journaling when I need to go in and do some journaling, some thinking. Then I'll do that. Here's a couple pages that I don't use very often, but I threw them in there for you guys. The Sweet Moolah page, that's just kind of tracking your income and expenses, but I actually have an Excel sheet that I do that on, and I also use QuickBooks. But that's there for you guys if you're just getting started and just kind of want to keep track of it in your planner. And sometimes I'll have expenses that I'll if I do print one of these pages and keep it in my planner, then I'll just throw my expenses on there so that I remember to add them into my accounting software later. And then this social media planner tracker, I do use this sometimes when I'm testing different posts and pins to see which ones perform better, because you can post them and then you can come back and put in how many likes or hearts they got or how many shares or pins they got. And that kind of works with all different social media. And so you can keep track of how some of those are performing. But sometimes I have some of these printed in the back of my book just for fun and use them a little bit. By the way, girls, hey, we have some other tools that you guys might be interested in over at girlcreatit.com, my website. We have templates like Pinterest templates where you can just download them, change a few things on those, and use those to repin. And you can change them up and use them and reuse them all you want, and that will save you a bunch of time and help you pin more consistently. And then we also have a Pinterest course, Pinterest Like a Boss. So when we started using Pinterest, our sales multiplied, our views, our visits really went up when we started doing it right. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that aren't using Pinterest right. I've seen them do it. Maybe they just pin some static pins each week and they're not getting very good interaction or views. With Pinterest Like a Boss, I tell you exactly how to use Pinterest, as well as a bunch of technical stuff that you might want to know about Pinterest, like how to get your tags installed and all of that. So check it out. It's at girlcreatit.com and then click on courses. And now let's talk about editing. So you know how I started thinking about this planner as like, I don't want it to be like my experience when I go to checkout at TJ Maxx. What I mean by this is I usually have kids with me that are starving. So I find exactly what I want at TJ Maxx and I love it. And then I go up to the front and I'm like, okay, I just need to grab like some chips for these kids. They're hungry. And I look around and there's like green guacamole chips and quinoa chips, like nothing my kids are going to eat. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just grab some cookies. Okay, all they have is biscotti. Okay, I'll grab some of those Jelly Bellies. Oh, all they have is liquor flavored Jelly Bellies. Like everything's just slightly off from what you would look for. And so I didn't want the planner to be like that, where you look at a page and go, oh, this would be perfect. But if I had this square right here, I could plan much better. Or, everyone has their own style of planning and recording things. And so I wanted to make this editable. And so there's a link on the very front page where you can go into Canva. If you don't have an account with Canva, you can set one up for free. It's free for life. It's not like a free trial for 7 days. But you can go in and make changes to this, delete things, change color and text on things. So let's get into that and I'll show you how to do that. If you already know how to use Canva, you can skip to the end. So after you click on the editable link on the PDF that I sent you, it will prompt you first to either log into Canva. If you don't already have an account, it will prompt you to create one, and you can just create a free one and use it for as long as you want. A template will open up, so it'll probably be on this page. Once it opens, you can go choose any page that you want to edit, and then it's just a simple click and edit kind of thing. You can select an element and change it, or you can push shift down and select several elements. You can change colors on things. If you want to back up, let's say you changed it to gray and didn't like it and you want to back up and do it there. Let's say that you wanted to make a fourth circle. So you'd come up here in the duplicate and duplicate it again and then put that wherever you wanted. We'll undo that for now. You can also click on the font and either change the words or change the font to however you like. You can also come to uploads here and click upload media and upload anything that you want. I uploaded my logo, so you can go do that, size it to whatever size you want and put the logo up in your corner if you want. One thing that I like to do is pull in the icons for the social media, make them little and put them over here in my social media, and that reminds me that I'm doing a Pinterest and Instagram. I just harvested these off of like Google Images. And then I just check those off as I've posted. And if you ever want to align different elements, you can just push shift down and select more than one of those elements. Let's say that these are unaligned. Well, first let's unalign one. Okay, so select all of them, and then up here in position, you can say either align top like that, or if they are all selected, you can also say tidy up, but then it usually centers them. Kind of cool though, you can group them together. It's basically about like any editing software. You can also come into here and add the dates. You just simply click text and add, like a little bit of body text or subheading. And then once you do that, you can resize it to the size that you want. In this case, I'm going to delete all of that and put a 1 and put it up on Wednesday the 1st. And then you can select those and duplicate them up here and just put all of the numbers in. I actually like writing my numbers in by hand because I just love taking pencil to paper, but that is an option if you want to do that. And then another thing I wanted to show you is you can change the opacity setting to show more or less of any element that's in there. And then if you want to go pro, I have a coupon, but if you go pro, then you have the option. So if you come into photos, you can add all kinds of photos. If it has this little symbol that says pro, then you have to sign up for a paid monthly subscription to get some of their photo options, and they're worth it. So I recommend it. And like I said, I have a coupon over on my coupons tab if you want to do that. But you can also send layers, bring them forward and send them back. So let's say that I wanted the circles down here and I wanted them gray. Okay, really, there's no reason to have the circles down here, but this gives you an example. So as you can see, there's one in front of the other. You can change the position and say, bring that one forward or bring it to the front. It does so. Let's say that you wanted to now send it to the back. Now you can't see it at all. Bring it forward again. You can see it. It's behind the front too, but right back there. So you can just change the position of those. That's kind of fun. Another thing you can do is add other elements that are free on here. One of the elements I added to our daily page was some of their droplets over here. And I did that because I love to remember to drink my 8 glasses a day. And I thought, well, heck, I bet the other women working at their desk, working on their Pinterest, do too. So I added those to the daily planner. But you can add all kinds of elements. You can search different elements and have them come up and add them. Let's say you're crazy about cats and you want to have a little cat down here in the corner or a frog or something. Okay, nobody wants a cat or a frog down in the corner. I get it. But anyway, you get the idea. So you can do that. You can upload images. You can also resize this. This is the cool thing. So let's say that you want to change this to be 5 inches wide by 8.5 inches high. Let's say that you got like a A1 size planner, so that you can go like that and then you say copy and resize. It actually, as you can see, is creating a whole new file up here, and it takes a little second, but then you can come in and do any adjustments you need to make it look great for the new size. But it adjusts and resizes most of them that it can. For example, this, you could move things around a little bit to make that work for the new size. I kind of put in a weird size, but but you get the idea. And then you can download it as soon as you're ready and you have all of the editing done that you want. You can download it in a standard PDF or a PDF print, which is a little bit higher quality. Really, to me, they look the same. So I always do the PDF standard because it's easier. And then choose which pages you want to download. Maybe you're not going to use all of the pages, or maybe you want to download the whole thing, and then say done and download. And after you've done that, you can see that it will spool up here, and then it will show up down in the corner usually, or in your downloads. And when that's done, you should be able to open that file, and then you can print it. That's simple. Any size you want. It's awesome. Okay. Hey, if you guys have any other questions, email me. Hop over and check out my course, Pinterest Like a Boss, because, gosh, let's get your Pinterest rocking. I have, on my Solve Learning Disabilities profile, which was the first website I built, I have about 500,000 views a month on my pins. And the more views, the more visitors, the more sales, right? So make sure that you're doing Pinterest right, and good luck. Email me if you have any questions or run into any problems when you're editing your planner. All right. See you guys. Cheers.